How does this all quarterfinal on Saturday night and marched into the semifinals? But again, not without extra time. And again, not will believe this one was 100% fair, a clean win, nothing to see here, and maybe. But if you line up everything that has happened around this team, game after game after game, it gets genuinely hard not to feel like something is being steered, like the outcome keeps getting nudged. So let me ask it plainly. How does this keep happening over and over, only ever to the team standing in Argentina's way? Is it just wild coincidence stacked on wild coincidence? Or is somebody, somewhere, making sure the result comes out the same? Let us dive into it, because when you pile it all up, it is honestly kind of insane. First, understand the position Argentina were in, because they did not stroll through this. This is now 3 knockout games in a row, where the defending champions have played with fire and very nearly burned to the ground. They needed extra time and a 111th minute own goal to survive Cape Verde. They needed a miracle comeback from 2 goals down to escape Egypt. And here in Kansas City, in front of 69,045 people, on a hot, humid Missouri night at Arrowhead Stadium, they were in trouble all over again. It started well enough. Inside 10 minutes, Messi swung in a corner, and Alexis McAllister glanced a header into the far corner. That was Messi's 10th career World Cup assist, and here's a lovely bit of trivia. Every single one of those 10 assists has been for a different goal scorer, all the way back to 2006. 1-0, job looking straightforward. And then it wasn't, because Argentina couldn't build on it, and Switzerland, far from rolling over, took the game by the scruff of the neck. Murat Yakin's side controlled the ball, played on the front foot, and by the second half were creating chance after chance. The numbers tell it plainly. Before the turning point, Switzerland had racked up 18 touches in the Argentina box to Argentina's 4-4. The world champions were being outplayed, and it finally told in the 67th minute when Dan Ndoye squeezed a shot from a tight angle underneath Emiliano Martinez to make it 1 apiece. Switzerland had the momentum, they had the energy, they had the belief, and an Argentina exit suddenly looked not just possible but likely. Yakin was already thinking about throwing on fresh attackers to go and win it. This was Switzerland's game. And then came the moment that detonated it. 5 minutes after that equalizer, Argentina's Leandro Paredes went in on Embolo, and referee João Pinheiro reached into his pocket and booked Paredes for the challenge. Standard stuff. Except the VAR team, sitting in their broadcast center in Dallas, started looking at the replays, and the replays appeared to show something awkward, that there hadn't really been any contact at all, that Embolo had gone down before Paredes even reached him. That Embolo, to put it plainly, had dived. So the VAR recommended the referee take a look at the monitor, and here's where it gets strange. Because the review wasn't officially about the dive. It was flagged under mistaken identity. The wrong player had been booked. Pinheiro went to the screen, withdrew the yellow card he'd given Paredes, and instead showed it to Embolo. And because Embolo had already been booked in the first half, ironically for a foul on that very same Paredes, that second yellow meant one thing. Red. Off. Gone. Embolo crumpled, face in his hands, tears streaming inconsolable, led away by teammates while a nation's World Cup hopes walked off with him. And Switzerland, who moments earlier had been the better team with a full complement of players, were now down to 10 men for the rest of normal time and all of extra time. Now let me show you just how rare what you just watched actually is, because this is the part that should make your eyebrows climb. Getting a second yellow card, and therefore sent off, specifically for diving, at a World Cup, has happened to exactly 4 players in the last 60 years. 4. Embolo just joined a list containing Mexico's Luis Perez, Ghana's Asamoah Gyan, and Italy's Francesco Totti, 60 years. Think about how many dives you see in a single match, let alone a whole tournament. Players go down theatrically a dozen times a game, every game, and it almost never, ever results in a sending off. And yet here, in a quarter-final, the competition. The timing, you have to admit, is really something. And the mechanics of how they got there are almost comically convoluted. Here's the irony that should genuinely bother you. Under the rules, the dive itself could not have been reviewed on its own in the first place. That card, the wrong card, is what triggered the mistaken identity protocol and opened the door for VAR to step in and flip it onto Embolo. So a refereeing error, booking the wrong man, became the mechanism that allowed the VAR to send off Argentina's opponent. Read that back slowly. If the referee had simply waited, it took a mistake to manufacture the review, and the consequences were total. This wasn't a marginal decision that tweaked the game at the edges. It broke it in half. Before the red card, Switzerland had 54% of the possession and were the more dangerous team. After it, Argentina had 76% of the ball. After it, Argentina piled up 17 shots to Switzerland's 2. Eventually, deep in extra time, Julian Alvarez, scoreless the whole tournament until that point, curled an absolute beauty into the top corner from outside the box in the 112th minute, and Lautaro Martinez added a breakaway third at the death, 3-1. Argentina into the semis. But nobody seriously believes the game plays out the same way 11 against 11. Switzerland, understandably, were livid. Defender Nico Elvedi said flatly, "I just don't understand how VAR can make that kind of decision." Midfielder Remo Freuler called it simply a disaster. And Captain Granit Xhaka, who has seen everything the game has to offer, insisted Switzerland had been the better side, and that the red card changed the entire complexion of the match. You could feel the sense of grievance pouring off them, and their frustration goes to a bigger point about this whole tournament, one that has almost nothing to do with Argentina specifically. VAR is having a genuinely rough World Cup. It has caused controversy in nearly every round, and the complaint keeps coming back to the same thing. It's not that the technology gets decisions wrong so much as that. It keeps inserting itself into moments where the game would have been better left alone, snuffing out momentum and emotion to enforce the absolute letter of the law. Xhaka nailed the sentiment when he said the rules are the rules and can't be changed, but that this was a decision where you kill the game.